The Xiaomi Mi 9. I'm sure most of you guys have heard of it. Some of you might even know the basic specs behind it. After all, Xiaomi themselves have been revealing bits and pieces of it on their Twitter and other social media feeds for a while. Well, today they officially launched the new Mi 9 series and there's a lot going on with it. Hey guys, Ash here from C4eTech, and in today's video, let's see what Xiaomi has in store for us with their next flagships. If you do end up liking this video, please don't forget to turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon. 2016 was the last time a Mi flagship launched in India. So do you think we'll get the Mi 9 here? Do you think Xiaomi will launch this in India? Leave a simple yes or no in the comments below. Now, ever since Huawei released the P20 Pro, the gradient design seems to have caught on. Everyone's doing it. When we saw it on the Redmi Note 7, we all knew it was gonna make its way onto the Mi 9. But Xiaomi seems to have upped the ante a little bit, at least they claim to have. They say they have used a nanoscale holography process to achieve shifting colors on the back of the phone. Now, would that make any visible difference? We don't really know for certain as of this time. Like last time, we also have a transparent edition of the Mi 9 called the Mi 9 Explorer Edition. More about that later on. What we do know though is that the Mi 9 comes with a 6.4-inch AMOLED panel from Samsung. It's still Full HD+. Xiaomi is one of those brands who've kind of stuck by that resolution since they feel the effects on cost and battery life aren't worth the hassle, aren't worth the minor improvement in sharpness. Now, you might or might not agree with that kind of thinking, but me personally, I'm happy to see AMOLED get retained. Xiaomi is trying to get most out of that panel. They've included a system-wide dark theme with which they say the display's battery consumption should drop by 83% under full brightness. Add to it, there's also an always-on color mode now. And of course, given AMOLED, Xiaomi has gone with the under-display fingerprint scanner. They claim this one is 25% faster than the previous gen. The bezels, especially the bottom one, is noticeably smaller than on the Mi 8, and overall the Mi 9 is supposed to have over a 90% screen to body ratio. Now because of that, Xiaomi could only fit in a mammoth 20 megapixel selfie shooter into that teardrop notch. The ambient light sensor, now that goes under the screen, and we also get an ultrasonic proximity sensor. So the externals have changed, a lot from the Mi 8. So what about the internals? Well, we have upgrades across the board here. In fact, the Mi 9 is technically the first phone in the world to be officially revealed with the Snapdragon 855 chip. They even beat the Galaxy S10 to the punch by a few hours. Now, just cause it's the 855 doesn't mean we get 5G support. Here's a card to a video from our FTJ channel on why 5G isn't a big deal, at least not as of right now. Now, Xiaomi might release a Mi 9 with 5G later on, just like a Mi Mix 3 version with 5G, but as of now, this Mi 9 doesn't have 5G. On the memory front, the Mi 9 Explorer Edition, it comes with, well, 12 gigs of RAM. It also gets a massive 256 gigs of onboard storage. Other than that, you have the regular 6 and 8 gig RAM variants, with the highest sporting 128 gigs of onboard storage. Now the decision to stick with a 1080p screen makes more sense once you take a look at the battery capacity on the Mi 9. It's just 3300 mAh, and while Xiaomi have supplemented it with 27 watts of wired fast charging, I fear it might not be enough. Anyway, wireless charging from the Mix 3 makes a return here. In fact, that's also been improved. It's now up to 20 watts, up from 15 on the Mix 3. Talking about improvements, let's talk cameras. For the first time, a Xiaomi flagship now sports triple rear cameras, and judging by the DxOMark scores, they are nothing to scoff at. Okay, so let's start with the primary sensor. Now this is the Sony IMX586, the same 48 megapixel sensor from the Redmi Note 7 Pro. It comes paired with the f1.7 lens here. Though we have not seen the Redmi Note 7 Pro in action, we have seen this sensor on the Honor View 20, and it's been a brilliant performer. The second one is a 16 megapixel Sony IX481 sensor with a f2.2 wide-angle lens. The final one is a 12 megapixel Samsung sensor, the S5K3M5 to be precise, and this one is paired with a f2.2 telephoto lens that offers 2x optical zoom. Now Xiaomi mentioned a 10x digital zoom option. The impressive night mode that we've seen on the Mix 3 makes its way over. We get a bunch of focus assists, including laser contrast and face deduction. On the video end of things, we get support for 4K 60 FPS and 960 FPS at full HD now. I mean, that about wraps it up for the Mi 9. Let's now move on to the Mi 9 SE. Just like its predecessor, the Mi 8 SE, the Mi 9 SE is a step down all across the board. Yes, we have a smaller 5.97-inch screen, still AMOLED, still retains an in-display fingerprint scanner. Even the selfie camera is still 20 megapixels. Internally, we have the Snapdragon 712. In fact, this is the world's first phone to sport the Snapdragon 712 chip. As expected, with the size shrink, we also get a lower capacity battery. The Mi 9 SE has a 3070 mAh battery. Now this actually has me more hopeful because the 712 is going to be a lot more power efficient than the 855, so it's not going to be as intense. So maybe the 3070 mAh battery might be okay. And this comes with up to 18 watts of fast charging. Now the optics are where most of the corners have been cut with the SE. The primary rear shooter still remains a 48 megapixel sensor, but the telephoto and wide angle options, they've been replaced by 8 and 13 megapixel sensors respectively. Now this 48 megapixel sensor, is it Samsung's GM1 or the Sony IMX586? That's still not confirmed, but there are strong indications that it's going to be the Sony IMX586 here, just like on the full-fledged Mi 9. Okay, so finally, let's talk pricing. The Mi 9 starts at 2999 yuan or 31,000 Indian rupees, while the Mi 9 Explorer Edition, that's the one with the transparent back, it comes in at 3999 yuan or 42,000 Indian rupees. And as for the Mi 9 SE, well, that's supposed to start from 1999 yuan or 22,000 Indian rupees. Now, if you compare these prices to that of the Mi 8 and Mi 8 SE launched a year ago, you'd see that Xiaomi have kind of increased their prices. The Mi 8 was 2699, the Mi 9 is now 2999. The Mi 8 SE was 1799, the Mi 9 SE is 1999. It's 2,000 to 3,000 rupees increased across the board. But then the products have also improved a lot and it still remains very, very competitive. The display, the design, of course, the optics, they've all been improved. So the Mi 9 series, does it feel like a good deal to you? Well, for me, at first glance, it appears to be excellent value for money. And I can't wait to get my hands on them before I can, talk more about it. I really want to start testing these phones. So what do you guys think? Would 2019 be the year that Xiaomi finally brings the Mi series to India again? If they do, would you buy it over a Honor View 20 or a OnePlus 6T or even a Poco? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And with that, it is time I bid you adieu. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on whatever you felt. Subscribe and hit that bell icon if you haven't. Please do that. Share this video with friends and family if you can. And thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4 Retech and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.